Hello, hello. Thank you all for joining us today. I deeply appreciate Shivani's efforts in making this event happen, and I really want to thank her and all the performers that they felt and they thought it is really necessary to look back and on what they have created. When Shivani told me about this, I have noted down few things why I felt and how I approach this need of revisiting our work. So I'm just going to read out my notes for you. What I create is a part of who I am. Where I create, I'm true to myself. I reflect, I learn, and I unlearn. I strongly believe that as an artist, revisiting the journey I embarked on is deeply moving. There is both a sense of belonging and enduring longing to create. It feels like timber, the wood, lying around to season, make it suitable for use. These movements are just collected, and now they're adjusting their content of that of the environment in which they will be used. I carry what I have created, offering it to the spectator to sever, leave, or carry with them as they please. Yet I choose to live with it. And I'm curious about everybody's journey here, beautiful artists and performers. And I want to know what they think and if they can share their journeys with us. Now I will start with Maryam. I watched your piece twice, and what I am doing and what is happening to me, there is awareness, shared awareness with the audience, and you involved flowers, your movements, and audience, and you created a space for the each thing that I have mentioned. Like there was a space for flower, there was space for audience, there was space for you and your movements. So could you talk about how you involved everything that I just said? And there is inclusiveness of this, creating space. So can you talk about that?
Yeah, really happy to. And thank you so much for taking the time to watch it. So I think it was always feels like, we create this work and when people actually watch it, you think, oh my God, thank you for watching it because we pour our hearts and souls into it. So yeah, I really appreciate that. Um, yeah, creating space. I think this is one of the things that as dancers, space is the most important thing. If you do not have space, what do you have? And so we're always on this quest to create space. And sometimes it has to be internal space because you can't always create that external space or have that external space. And I think that's something that I really wanted to kind of experience and transmit also to the audience was the way that we can create these spaces and the way that we can enter these spaces. So, in the first kind of part of my piece, I really try to explore this transition that you have between the kind of like mundane reality that we have, and there's, sounds of traffic and trains and all this kind of thing, and these transitions into that kind of pristine classical world where everything is just like boom. So that's the one thing that I really wanted to really invite the audience into entering this space with me, and using that transition of kind of sounds that we're very familiar with. So that was this kind of like first attempt at creating a space. And then I think the way, so in terms of like the internal space, that's something that I really also wanted to invite the audience to experience. And I think that's hopefully how it kind of helps to create that kind of space for not just myself, but also bring the audience into the actual stage space as well. So in case you haven't, for the people that might not have seen it, I had these kind of half-finished origami flowers that I handed out to everyone in the audience and then guided them through kind of the final step to create this little piece of origami, which it wasn't quite clear what it was. And then suddenly it would become this like beautiful, oh, a little flower. And you would hold that. And I guided everyone also through a gestural sequence. So holding up to the sky, to the forehead, to the chest. And it's one of those things that I feel when we're dancing our very codified dance forms, we are entering this as we're kind of recreating these postures in our bodies and recreating these sequences and the ways that we move. It does create these spaces within us that we can then enter. So I think that's something that I wanted the audience to experience a little bit as well, to actually have that actual lived embodied experience, even if it's just for one moment, for that to be part of it. And then all of the flowers are collected in, and then those flowers become part of the Pushpanjali, the flower offering. So it kind of became a way to also energetically bring everyone into the space as well. Every single person in the audience held a flower, did this kind of process to create their own flower, had their moment of internal connection. So I think I was very excited when I came up with this idea. I'm not going to lie. I was just like, oh my God, I've got this idea. And then it was just a case of, and I remember telling Shivani, I was like, okay, I've got this idea. And then just figuring out, okay, the logistics of how you're actually going to make it happen. But yeah, I think that was kind of a big part of it. And then also some of the flowers I used to kind of mark the edges of the kind of stage space as well. So I think that was, yeah, it all kind of became this, really kind of bringing everyone into this space and being part of, like, emotionally involved in the performance as well. And yeah, in terms of the inclusivity, it was something that I wanted to kind of make sure that everyone could be part of. So I did kind of have an estimate of, okay, there's going to be about this many people in the audience. I have to make enough origami flowers for everyone. I do remember kind of getting about halfway through and thinking, oh my God, I hope I have enough flowers for everyone. But I did have enough flowers for everyone. So that was a relief. Um, so yeah, and it was also this idea of often our dance forms are very complex, like very, very, the ways that we move are not natural in many ways, but also we have a lot of things that we do that actually anyone can do. We can, I mean, not everyone, but generally speaking, holding our hands to our chests, having hands to our foreheads, or just closing our eyes down. It's something that I think we can um, all experience and be part of. So that's something that I really thought about, is a sequence that's very easy for people to be involved with. Um, so yeah, I'm happy to leave that there. Yeah, thank you so much, Venu, for the questions as well.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that.